leg. So with regards to this butterfly hook, right, I won't put the butterfly hook in early because there's a chance that my partner smashes the hook down to the side and then circles around, right? So what I want to do is get the underhook grip on this leg first and then bring my foot to the inside. So now if my partner tries to crush my legs, right, I can always use this knee as a wedge to get this knee towards me, right? So I still have that in the bag. So, and you can still do the same sort of things, pulling your knee just to keep it in the center of your body. So what we're gonna look to do, right, I'm gonna get my lat grip. I want my knee, right, as a frame. I don't mind too much if my partner clears the knee, right, but I can't let them flatten me out. I can't let them walk all the way back to the right hand side, okay, where now my butterfly hook's not gonna be as effective because I'm just kicking straight upwards. So I'm gonna get a screw grip on the leg. I can try to thumb post, right, and I can try to underhook to try and get this leg towards me, but ultimately if my partner just sprawls this leg back, okay, it's gonna be more difficult. You can just push your hands. It's just gonna be more difficult to pull this leg towards me. So in that scenario, right, I'm gonna keep the lat grip. I'm gonna take my right leg off from my partner's half guard. So once I get this butterfly hook in, I can remove my half guard hook. So now I need to get my right leg from one side of his far leg to the other side. So I need to elevate the knee slightly off the floor, or at least de-weight it. So what I'm gonna do is get a lat grip on my partner, and I'm gonna load using my knee, my hand, and my right hand. I'm gonna load my partner above me. So I'm not trying to push him up to the ceiling, I'm trying to push him north of me. And see what that does is lifts this knee slightly off of the floor. So you need to be comfortable inverting under like short frames, so relatively short frames, right? I'm pulling him over me, he posts, now I need to be able to invert. The most common problem I see when people are doing this, right, let's say I free my bottom leg, I'm using my right leg and my right hand and my left hand here to help me lift my hips off the floor. The most common problem is this, just like a muscle problem, right? People just tense and they try and do the same move and they feel like they get stuck here. Okay, the key is to relax your leg until you get it into a sort of tornado guard position, i.e. once my hips get off the floor, then I can start to engage my legs again. Make sure when you do this move, guys, that you have a frame on your partner, right? And ideally I'm keeping my elbow pointing at my partner's face, just so I have like, you know, good balance control over him. I'm gonna start to use my right toes here on the floor. So let's say they're in between his legs. I just loaded him, my toes go to the floor and I start to scoop my hips out. Make sure your leg here is completely relaxed as you do this. Exactly, so if he sprawls, go and sprawl fully, I can still invert when I don't get my knee broken, right? If you tense your leg as you're doing that, or if you're lazy and tired and you flare your knee into your partner whilst he sprawls, there's a high chance that you pop your LCL, which has happened to quite a few people before. So we get to this position, I'm aiming to point my butt at his armpit here. Once I get here, so let's assume I had this leg at the start. Once I invert, I'm going to switch to controlling the opposite leg, so the leg that I initially wanted. Now when I go to attack this leg, I don't want to shoot my knee through here, right? Because there's more of a chance of getting my back taken, and I won't have this knee framing against my partner's chest when we complete the move. So I have my lat grip, I've switched from my original scoop grip to the grip on the leg that I actually want, so my partner's opposite leg. And I'm going to hamstring curl with this left leg whilst it's in a stretched position, and I'm going to drive my right knee behind my partner's leg as I pull his leg towards me. Okay, and that locks my knee in place here. I'm going to cross my legs, okay, and then take my partner over by flaring my knee. Okay, so I'm not necessarily taking him down in this direction, where there's a chance he comes back on top, okay, because my knee isn't properly flaring against his chest. If we turn a little bit, continue turning. When I push him, I want to push him in the direction where he has no base, right, so out this side of his hip. So, for example, if we were in this position and I locked it, I would use my hands to help push my knee open to get better off balancing on my partner. Or if you have a lot of energy, you can control the second leg and then just push with your knees alone. Okay, so do one more time. So we're here in this position. I have my half guard hook, make sure the knee isn't all the way through. I get my lat grip on my grip behind the knee. So you can start by pushing and pulling, but at some point my partner's just going to sit heavy and sprawl his left leg back. So it's very difficult now for me to enter. So I'm going to enter on this leg, right? So, and he's turning his right knee in the direction that I want by sprawling this leg back. So from here, I'm going to put my right foot on the floor. Now I'm going to load my partner in that direction, so in the direction of his head. And then here I'm going to make sure that my left leg is relaxed. Your foot needs to be past his hip, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an extremely strong hook the whole time. Now I'm going to use my right hand rather than pulling his leg. I'm going to post on it with a thumb post. I'm going to use my right toes here, and I'm going to invert all the way till my butt is pointing at his shoulder. Once I get this position, so as soon as this knee comes off the floor, essentially I'm able to pull the knee, hamstring curl this left leg, then cross my legs. Okay, if you can connect to the second leg, you should aim to connect to the second leg. Sometimes your partner's already going to be turning and you don't get a chance to get the second leg early. Then I'm going to start looking at either back takes if they continue rolling, or look to improve my grip to a shotgun grip, and then start to work from there to get the finish. Okay, but basically you get an entry to saddle, and I would say that's one of my most used moves, purely because it's there a lot of the time when you have butterfly hooks and your partner posts their hands on the floor. So as a reaction to an initial off balance, your partner posts their hands and sprawls. They often give you access to the leg that you actually want, and then a stronger finishing position than standard underhook X. Alright guys, so now we're going to be dealing with when our partner manages to staple our bottom leg, right? So it's more so for like MMA, I would say, or MMA style guys, purely because